A routine journey through the Russian countryside turns into a scene from a nightmare when the bus is suddenly engulfed by a colossal swarm of locusts. The sheer mass of insects slamming into the vehicle is so powerful it shakes the robust frame, while the sky itself vanishes behind a living, churning curtain. For a harrowing moment, the bus navigates blindly through a storm of wings and bodies, the driver fighting to maintain control. The relief is palpable as they finally burst back into the daylight, leaving the inexplicable swarm behind. While everyone escaped physical harm, the psychological shock of the event undoubtedly lingered long after. This dashcam footage throws us directly into the heart of the 2017 Sonoma County wildfires. While first responders battled to evacuate residents and control the pandemonium, this clip reveals they were confronting sheer, unadulterated chaos. The audio tells its own story. Listen as the dispatcher's voice reveals they've lost track of the fire's movement.
I dispatched someone from the fire department in here at dispatch. I asked them, he said he is unaware of which way the fire is going. They have so many fires, they can't really keep track at this point, and they also cannot get through the...
A chilling sign of how overwhelmed the situation had become. It's in moments like these that the true meaning of courage is defined, and these officers racing directly into the inferno embody it completely. While driving through a quiet southern town, YouTuber Alyssa Cross and her friends spot a figure on the roadside, whose bizarre, unnatural movements immediately put them on edge. The casual drive instantly turns tense. You can hear the fear in Alyssa's voice as she whispers the chilling thought they're both having. Does this person have some kind of virus? The encounter plays out like the opening scene of a horror movie, leaving them with no choice but to accelerate past, fleeing the unsettling stranger and the unanswered questions left in their wake. A routine patrol in Lincoln, Kentucky, takes a heart-stopping turn when an officer spots a small, shadowy figure in the road. As he steps out to investigate, the shape darts directly toward his headlights, revealing itself to be a lone toddler, unsupervised and dangerously far from home. Acting on pure instinct, the officer scoops up the child. In a moment that will haunt him, a massive Mack truck thunders past, seconds later, exactly where the toddler had been standing. The driver, high up in his cab, would have had little chance of seeing the small child. It was later discovered the boy had simply wandered out an open door, leading to a terrified, but ultimately relieved family reunion, with no charges filed. Ronald Wiley's drive through West Virginia almost became his last when, without warning, the forest itself seemed to collapse around him. A stand of no less than 7 trees came crashing down, narrowly missing his blue pickup in a thunderous impact. Shaken, but thinking clearly, Ronald slammed the truck into reverse, his escape hampered by the threat of live, swaying power lines overhead. The margin for survival was razor thin. A slightly faster speed or a different route placement would have made this a tragedy. In a miraculous escape, the only casualty was a single windshield wiper. A quiet drive is shattered in a blinding instant. As this vehicle approaches an intersection, a sudden storm unleashes a spear of pure, raw energy. The lightning bolt doesn't just strike near the road, it directly hits an SUV crossing its path. The impact is thunderous. A deafening crack of sound that shakes the very air, leaving behind a momentary fireball. Stunned and likely in shock, the SUV driver slams on the brakes, the vehicle coming to an abrupt halt as the driver grapples with the unthinkable reality of having just been struck by the heavens. A routine drive in Russia turns into a scene of surreal disaster without a moment's warning. A massive cement truck, just a few vehicles ahead, is suddenly consumed by the earth as the road itself gives way. The asphalt crumbles, and the truck's back end plummets into a rapidly expanding sinkhole. The shaken driver emerges to stare at the wreckage, but the true danger is far from over. The ground has proven unstable, and every second spent near the crumbling edges risks a further collapse. While the final outcome remains unknown, The footage captures a terrifying reminder of the solid ground beneath us, turning into a trap in the blink of an eye. The sky over Shenyang City cracked open in May of 2017, unleashing a cataclysm onto a quiet northeastern street. Without warning, a blinding, white-hot fury of lightning descended, exploding against the asphalt in a spectacular shower of sparks and shattered pavement. This wasn't a man-made electrical failure. This was the untamed force of nature making a direct and violent impact. The chaotic scene was terrifying enough, but it's a small mercy. The area was clear of power lines. Their explosive potential would have turned this stunning strike into an absolute inferno. Before we get to number 1, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily scary videos. Deep in the Russian Urals, a silent night is ripped apart by an otherworldly phenomenon. The sky ignites with a strange reddish-yellow glow that doesn't flicker, but instead swells to an impossible intensity for 15 long seconds, only to vanish without a trace. The event has defied all scientific explanation, leaving experts baffled. To my eye, the sheer power and behavior suggests something more like a massive, silent explosion than any known atmospheric effect. What do you think you're seeing here? This unnerving and silent display remains one of the most perplexing and awe-inspiring captures ever recorded on a dash cam.